Greetings YouTube, and welcome to my latest knife video. We are looking at a Camillus titanium Bixbee, B-I-X-B-E-E. And they say titanium bonded. I don't know if there's any titanium in this at all. I'll be brutally honest. Titanium coating tends to look a little bit different in my book that I've seen, but maybe there is. Who knows? So I bought this because I liked the overall blade shape. It's tip-up carry, which is my preference, and it was a very reasonable $15 to purchase this. So here's the knife in question. The first thing you're going to notice is that it has this nice pattern on the scale, which I really like this pattern. The scales themselves are smooth, but because of this pattern, they do have quite sufficient grip for getting this out of your pocket. I carried this for a couple of weeks and was very happy with its deployment, as well as the pocket clip working just fine in its deep pocket carry. So you do very little of this knife is outside your pocket. You know, literally that much is sticking outside your pocket. So if you're looking for something that's low profile and not going to be all that noticeable, this might be it. Of course, the pocket clip itself is bright, shiny, chromed, and I really like this cutout. That I saw that, I'm like, that just makes me smile. I would buy a dagger shaped like that. I think that's kind of cool. So we have a pivot here with Torx. I don't know what size. I didn't need to do any adjustment. Two sets of screws here holding the knife together with very plain steel tubular standoffs. The knife is in fact skeletonized, which is also nice. It's a very light knife. I apologize for forgetting to get my scale out. This hole here it made me smile because it's kind of the classic, a cleaver must have a hole near the end, because it doesn't really do anything. I guess technically if you really wanted to, you could do that. But the knife comes with thumb studs, and the thumb studs are very slightly proud of the scales, not by much, just this final step of the step design here. The uppermost step is the only one proud, and it's well rounded, so it doesn't catch on anything at all when you're deploying the knife. I didn't have any difficulty drawing that from my pocket. It didn't catch it in the least. But it also has a nice little flipper. So there we go. This thing deploys like a dream. I picked this out of the package and I looked at it and I'm like, okay, it's very light. And then I looked at it and realized not only did they skeletonize the side without the liner lock, but they actually skeletonized the side with the liner lock. I don't know how many far more expensive knives I've seen have done that. So kudos to Camillus on this. Lockup in both directions is excellent. You get about a 40% lockup on that bar going across. But it's again, nice and solid, no problems whatsoever. It came out of the box with a really nice edge. I tested it on some paper, and it did an excellent job of cutting the paper without any difficulty. And it didn't have any difficulty at work cutting the things I needed to cut with a knife while I was there. And this thing takes up very little space, even though it's a little wide. It's only a 3-inch blade, so it doesn't go very far. And it's fairly flat, and it's very light. This thing rides in your pocket very well. You don't even notice it's there. It comes out very nicely, and if I can get it, it'll drop closed without any problem whatsoever. If you like a knife that drops closed, this will drop closed, and without any danger to you at all. And the thumb stud does work, though I don't use it. If I've got a flipper, I'm going to use the flipper, but some people prefer thumb studs, so you've got your options with this. I love that blade profile. It is a very attractive design. The only jimping on this knife is here, a little bit on the liner lock itself. And it's well chamfered and rounded. It's very comfortable. It's not overly aggressive, and it doesn't bother your front thumb at all if you are having to deploy it on a regular basis. And I've been playing with this thing for weeks now, and I'm just really digging this knife. It is a hollow grind, and I am not a hollow grind fan. I know there are people out there that love hollow grinds, that swear by hollow grinds. I prefer a flat grind. I find them more aesthetically pleasing. I think they're a stronger knife because there's more material on the edge itself, the blade itself. And if you go look at professional chef's knives, they're not hollow grinds. Why? Because flat profiles are better cutters, and I'll die on that hill. Hollow grinds are awesome for straight razors, and outside of straight razors, I don't see a use for a hollow grind at all. That's just me. But yeah, this would be improved by a flat grind. And if you put a flat grind on this thing, if I could get a model of this with a flat grind, it would just knock it out of the park for me. This is an incredible deal. This is a $15 knife. I picked it up at Walmart. 15 bucks. Deploys like a dream. Smooth as silk. The blade is well centered. It comes out of the box sharp. It has a lanyard hole if you like that kind of thing. I don't. It's too small, I think, for paracord. But you could use that if you wanted to. I didn't see any need to. I didn't have any difficulty deploying this just by reaching in, grabbing it, and pulling it. That's all I needed to do. And even with my gloves on at work, this offered me enough traction, besides being very attractive, that I didn't have any difficulty getting this out of my box. And then I had a sharp edge in my hand. And this is one of the best bargain knives I've seen in ages. I highly recommend this if you're looking for somebody that's just getting into knives and you don't know if they'd like a knife, or you want something, make sure that they want to carry something that isn't going to be too obnoxiously huge. And not having a sharp point means it's a lot safer for some folks who are just starting out. They're not going to be able to stab anything really well. It's going to be hard to stab something with this thing, but it's going to be able to use for light food prep, opening packages, opening mail, just general everyday tasks. It's not the quality for like a gentleman's knife, but it's still a very nice EDC model. I was completely and utterly floored by this. I'm like, wow, this is a really great knife for 15 bucks. This is maybe the best Camillus knife I've ever laid my hands on. I was very, very impressed with this. So kudos on Camillus. I was just so thrilled when I got this. This is a part of my collection that I'm very much happy that I own. So yeah, if you're looking for a good bargain EDC or a good stocking stuffer for somebody you know who's out there is, into knives, this is going to be one you want to check out. Definitely. While they're available at Walmart, get yourself one.